Once again, it's your favorite podcast, Three Brothers No Sense. I am Tavares Ferguson, joined with my co-host, Byron Evans, a.k.a. Buff, and Orazio Macarella, a.k.a. Razi. Fellas, tell them what's on your mind.
Nothing. Just, watched Die Hard yesterday. Just want to throw that out there.
It was on TV.
Yeah. And not only that, though, there's a new show out called The Movies That Made Us. So I don't know. Netflix has a show called The Toys That Made Us. They are in their third season. That was pretty cool. But Die Hard was one of the movies that they had on there. It's a pretty cool little show that talks about how
Not once did they mention how it's a Christmas movie, but proceed.
They didn't. But it's a cool thing. I think they have Dirty Dancing as one of them, Ghostbusters. So it's a cool little take on how movies are made and how some of the classics weren't thought they were going to be classics when they first got made. So that was pretty fun. Just got out of church, had to make a reservation for that. So,
tell us more about why you got to make a reservation for church.
I ain't never heard of that. I mean,
is
it Macarella Party of Four? How does that go?
Pretty much it is. It's you get tickets. So our church, I go to Church of the Highlands. It's a mega church, and it's a white church. So just throw that out there.
That's what it sounds like. So do they have the little usher that walks you down the aisle with the finger?
Yeah, they do have that, but what happens is for holidays, they'll do it. Like I got one, I got two. They have all that. So the only difference, other than us getting out on time, like we get out in about an hour.
Which is so black churches don't get out on time.
The gospel, the church, but I don't. It's on time for them, but it is a way longer service. Let's be honest here. So, we get out on in about an hour, and ultimately, it's just the music. I had to get used to that because I was raised in kind of the black church, listening to the gospel, and it is not that. We'll just throw that out there. But once you get used to that, it's not that big of a deal. I like the message and everything, and I like the environment that it is. But the biggest thing about why we have to make reservations is this is like one of the biggest churches. Actually, I think Church of the Highlands is the biggest church in Alabama. They have campuses all over the state, and there's like 4 campuses in Birmingham proper anyway. So we have a Hoover, River Chase, Grants Mill, we have a West. So with all those different campuses, they get super overpacked on holidays because, that's when folks like me go to church. I won't go to church for a month and a half, and then all of a sudden on a holiday, I end up going to church. And so with that being said,
not bad, by the way.
Huh?
Month and a half is not bad, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I be telling Jenna because she don't understand that. But with that, since they get so overpacked, what they do is they make you register to get tickets, and that allows you to have seating before 11 o'clock. So you can they don't open the sanctuary up. They open it up at 10:30, and you have to have reservations to be able to sit down before 11. And then at 11, if you don't have tickets, you can come in, but it's hard to find seats. So you might be in the overflow, you might be in the lobby listening and stuff like that. So we had to make reservations so we can get seats to get in. That's all it is.
So you don't have to sit with the regular people.
I mean, I guess.
So it's like you bougie when you go to church. Wow. So does Jenica get there on time now for that?
Yeah, we got there at 10:30 this morning. But any other morning she doesn't get there on time.
Oh, okay, that's good. Maybe she's in the holiday spirit. Buff, what's good with you, man? Tell them what's on your mind.
Nice sweater, Razi, by the way.
It's fragile.
Yeah. It's red with white snowflakes, folks. I just want to touch on what he brought up, the movies that made us, and it's like a corny lesson out of it, but a lesson nonetheless. Like with Die Hard, by all accounts, I always make fun how it's not a Christmas movie, but it is a classic action movie. And to just hear the story of how when they first played the trailer, like people laughed because people didn't take Bruce Willis serious. Like it was so bad. If you look, there are some posters with Bruce Willis's face on it and some without it. They took his face off because they was like, yo, this movie is going to bomb because they're not going to even give it a chance seeing his face on it. So they took it off. And then after it started making money, they kind of halfway put his face back on. So I thought that was cool. And also with Home Alone, man, that movie is such a classic. And I think the budget was supposed to be $10 million. And then the studio asked, could we raise it up to 14.5? And Warner Brothers, who had the movie at the time, was like, no, we're not going over 13 million. And so they rejected Home Alone for $1.5 million gap. And I forgot who wound up picking it up. Fox. Yeah, Fox. Fox wound up picking it up. And they wound up making like $285 million. So I just thought it was cool to just watch these mega successes get told no in some kind of way. And ultimately, you know, they believed enough, persevered, and became a huge, huge success, man. So it's a good show. I didn't watch Dirty Dancing because I've never seen that movie, nor have I seen Ghostbusters. Yeah, that's right. It's a lot of classic movies I haven't seen. Just saw E.T. 2 years ago. Never seen Star Wars. So
any of Star Wars is like, it's not a movie. It's
none of them. None of them. Yeah. So that's me on that.
Wow.
But I got nothing, man. Like Orazio said enough for me to pick up on. The only thing is, real quick, Ferg, name all 8 reindeer right now without looking it up.
You know, Dasher and Dancer.
Oh, I'm playing the show.
Donner and Blitzen, and that was 6, right?
I don't think I've ever been able to name all 8.
Comet and Cupid, Dasher and Dancer, and Dasher and Dancer, and Comet and Cupid. Somebody in Prancer, Vixen and Prancer, and
Angry.
Sleepy.
Does Rudolph count as one?
Well, he makes 9. He makes 9.
You said name 8. I mean, I threw it in there. Yeah.
I assume everybody can name Rudolph, man. Who, by the way, every year I watch his Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Santa is a complete jerk.
Santa was a jerk. The reindeer are bullies.
Yeah. I wish Rudolph had said, "Now, y'all laugh at me. Now you need me. Nah, Christmas canceled, fam. Nah, don't worry about my red nose. I ain't flying nowhere." Well, that's all I got.
It's a movie about inclusion and acceptance and overcoming obstacles.
Yes. He was handy capable.
Yeah, that movie's kind of messed up, man. It definitely was messed up.
An elf that wanted to be a dentist. Who came up with that, man?
Oh, man.
Speaking of elves, Elf is starting to come on. That's one of my favorite movies. Will Ferrell's hilarious.
Will Ferrell.
I just saw that last week, bro. That was my first time seeing it.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
It's all right.
You're not a Will Ferrell fan, are you?
I like old school. School and
Step Brothers. Have you seen Step Brothers?
Haven't seen that either.
Step Brothers.
Dude, if you can watch any Will Ferrell movie, Step Brothers is by far one of my favorite movies. Like, it's up there.
I like Kicking and Screaming. It's he becomes a soccer coach.
Oh yeah.
So huh?
Did Mike Dicker have a role in that?
Yeah, Mike Dicker's in it.
Okay. Well, for me, I want to take the time out to thank our fans and our listeners. Can we call them fans? I don't know if we can call them fans. Thank our listeners for all the support and input you've given us over the last year. It's been great. It's been fun. Let me do a recap. So I haven't seen Saturday Night Live yet, but I heard it was pretty good. So I need to catch up on that. I heard our girl Lizzo came out there and represented. So I gotta go and check that out so I can make my my assessment. I do agree that she's a talented young artist, and I'll just see what that's about. Have you guys seen Queen and Slim yet?
I haven't. I do plan on seeing it, though.
I saw Star Wars, so I haven't seen Queen and Slim yet. Star Wars superseded all of that. So it was pretty good, actually. Rise of Skywalker, if anybody wants to go. It's a classic Star Wars. The new age Star Wars doesn't really do it for me as far as this, oh my God, it's a great movie, but it wraps up the trilogy of trilogies pretty well.
Well, I do plan on seeing that. My wife was asking about that the other day. But if you guys do get a chance, go check out Queen and Slim. I want to hear your opinion of it. I get mixed reviews, but I think overall it's a pretty good. It's a pretty powerful film. I think everything was good. Very entertaining. They had some pretty good scenes, some funny scenes. So I like it. Trying to think, anything else, fellas? Anything we're missing?
Nah, man, let's do it.
It's Christmas. Just in case everybody don't know, this is a Christmas episode. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Christmas.
Krima Hanukkah, Kwanzaa,
yeah, happy Kwanzaa. Happy Hanukkah to you, Razi. That's an inside joke.
That is so not PC. Ferg, you should call him on that.
Hey man,
he lets Fido get away with it all the time. So
why am I the PC coach?
Yeah,
PC police.
Yes,
I didn't know that, man. I just try to call it like I see it. Challenge the norm. So with that being said, let's pay some bills.
Love, exciting and new. Hello, Hannah Waddingham here. Have you seen the fabulous new Sun Princess? World-class entertainment, exceptional dining, and the greatest pizza ever. It's a love.
Don't miss our Come Aboard sale with up to 40% off and free room upgrades. Visit princess.com or call your travel advisor to book. Princess Cruises. Terms and restrictions apply. Offer ends 2/28/25. Ships of Bermudan and British Registry.
All right, we're back. Three Brothers No Sense, your new favorite podcast, getting ready to go into 2020. Before that, we have to acknowledge that it, like Razi said, it is the week before Christmas, or the week of Christmas, actually. So when you listen to this, it will be Christmas Eve, when this drops. So you might listen to Christmas Eve or Christmas. So you mentioned that you went to church today, and I kind of joked about not going in a month and a half, and I think Brian kind of agreed it's not that bad. I don't consider myself an extremely religious person. I'm more of a spiritual person, and I know that's kind of the new norm for our age groups, our generation. You hear that a lot, where people are challenging religion more so. However, I grew up in a very Christian home, grew up in the church, children's choir, did all that, Sunday school, youth ministry, all that stuff, Youth on the Winter Side, which was going on, by the way. And now that I'm old and I have kids of my own, and I start challenging my thoughts on religion, I think about some of the holidays we celebrate. Of course, because it's Christmas, we talk about Christmas. And I don't even know if it's a religious thing, because, I know some people that have converted from Christianity and stuff like that, but have struggled with completely moving away because they still celebrate things like Christmas. So my question to you guys is, how do you celebrate Christmas? What's your family tradition for you and your kids? Do you teach your kids about Santa Claus? Do you do the traditional quote unquote Christmas stuff, or is it more of a happy holidays? What are your thoughts on that? We were talking about that the other day with some friends, and it was mixed emotions where a lot of people like, my kids aren't going to believe in Santa, or my kids never believed in Santa because I don't want them thinking about no white man making all these toys and all this stuff when I spend my hard-earned money. So anybody want to take that question?
I'm glad I have a backup question, because you pretty much answered exactly what I was going to ask. But very divisive topic, believe it or not, especially like on Twitter, man, on whether or not to let your kids believe in Santa. Like, people are really getting upset on both sides, man. It's been funny to watch. It's not that serious. For me, we told Jasmine from day one there is no Santa Claus, and
you're a Grinch.
Probably, but I have no issue with people that allow their kids to believe in Santa. But for me, like, I don't agree with the whole point of, well, if you tell your kids there's no Santa, they won't enjoy Christmas. Yeah, they will. Trust me. Jasmine is looking forward to Christmas as we speak right now. She can't wait. So I think taking away the jolly fat man does not ruin Christmas for kids. And it's just another, we had like a very real relationship with Jasmine. So we try our best to tell no lies, even if it's something as innocent as a Santa Claus. There is no Santa Claus. We buy the gifts, and that's how it is. As far as traditions, go ahead. You got a question?
Yeah. So what was your rationale or your deep-rooted reason for telling her that? Or Not that there's right or wrong. It's
just like I said, being honest with everything to where I never want her to be able to say, my parents lied to me about anything. And like I say, I get it. Santa Claus is kind of more of an innocent thing, but we just want to have that 100% relationship with her. And if I must be honest, there was some of the whole I'm not letting a white man take any credit for my work. There was some of that, but I've lessened on that stance over the years. That doesn't matter to me as much. I know some people take a hard stance on that, but mostly, man, it was about just being 100% honest with her. As far as traditions, we don't have any big traditions. We try to put the tree up the Saturday after Thanksgiving. We have some movies that we watch together every year. I think I talked about this on the pre. No, not Die Hard.
What movies y'all watching? You just saw Elf.
There's like family movies, and then there's me and Tabitha movies. So the family movies are both of the Home Alones, and then the me and Tabitha movies are like Bad Santa, Friday After Next. I think that Boondocks episode, I gotta watch that. That might be a me thing right there. I don't even think she likes it that much, but that Boondocks Christmas episode is something I gotta watch every year. So, and I watched Beat Street, which is kind of like a Christmas movie, or it has a Christmas part in it.
Whoa!
Stop! That's a movie from the 80s.
Stop!
Youngest.
Stop!
I was just about to say it.
So the fact that you can almost make Beat Street a Christmas movie?
I clarified.
Even Friday After Next, though. Even Friday After Next isn't a Christmas movie. Yes. It happened during Christmas.
Oh, no. That's a Christmas movie. The opening credits has a Santa on it. It's a Christmas movie. It comes on with Silent Night. That's a Christmas movie.
It just happens. There's all kind of Christmas music playing in the background in Die Hard. Santa is in Die Hard. Just throw that out there. Anyway.
The actor and the director said it's not. Proceed, Ferg. Go ahead, man.
But Bruce Willis is a joke, so you really can't take him seriously. He's barely in the movie anyway, right? I mean, that was your diagnosis. I mean, that's how you broke it down to me. Right?
It's true. I mean,
yeah, like how the hell he know?
Oh man.
All right. So for me, I take a little bit of a blended view on it. So we do Santa gets one gift. Period. That's it. So we do tell them about Santa. We explain that Santa only produces one gift per child. And I think a little bit of that bore out of just growing up in seeing Christmases where we'd get more stuff and other kids or our cousins wouldn't get as much stuff. And we're like, oh, Santa brought us all this stuff. And then my cousin's like, oh, Santa brought me, one or two things. So, what we did is we Santa gets the smaller gift. He don't even get the most expensive gift. Okay, that's what Santa brought. Everything else, mom and daddy got you. Or, grandma, whatever, goddaddy, whoever got you the other stuff. So, folks get credit. So the kids understand that, all this stuff comes from hard work. All this stuff, I mean, it don't grow on trees. Money doesn't grow on trees. So we got to figure out how to make this thing happen and everything. But I do like the wonder of just them being able to talk to their friends about Santa Claus and really get into that spirit and theme of that. So that's why we kind of kept it up. But Byron, you talked about being 100% honest, but did you do the Tooth Fairy? Did y'all talk about the Easter Bunny or any of those?
Hell no. Easter Bunny. No.
So did y'all do Tooth Fairy?
Easter Bunny that lays eggs. Some of this stuff is so ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
Tooth Fairy, I know we did the money under the pillow, but Tabitha will have to correct me on this. She'll probably chime in. I can't remember if we told her we were doing it or if there was a Tooth Fairy. So you may have caught me in some hypocrisy right there. I can't quite remember on that though.
Okay, because if you put the money under there, y'all could have just did a slick handoff right there instead if you weren't doing the Tooth Fairy. So, but I mean, there's no right or wrong answer to it. I really feel like it's just whatever works for your household. But that's how we do it. We really do try to kind of find that balance of letting them be kids and have that wonder and all of that stuff. And at the same time, bringing them back down to reality that Santa's not doing all that extra crazy stuff.
So why can't they have the wonder without Santa?
Oh, they can. I mean, it's just one of those things that being in pop culture. You know what I mean? It's just being involved with pop culture. That's really what it's about for us. So, same reason I'm wearing an ugly Christmas sweater right now. It's just part of pop culture. That's kind of what you do during Christmas time. But just want to say, I was even in church today and they were talking about how Christmas is Jesus's birthday, and it's not. I just want to throw that out there. Any listener that may think that it's any other reason, it is the celebration of Jesus's birthday, but it is not Jesus's birthday. Jesus was born in the summer. I think you posted that when Riley was talking about that on Boondocks. So it is they're different, and that's the type of stuff that we do tell Sophie and Ollie, even though we go to church and we raise them in the church. Jenica probably goes to church a lot more than I do, but when I say we as a unit go to church, she's just the one that's actually in the building, and I'm kind of not, but. When it comes down to raising them, we explain the differences in what's being taught in the church and what is factual or what it actually kind of makes more sense. Like we even explain how the church co-opted the winter solstice so that they can create Christmas. Because it was actually a celebration outside of Christianity first.
Pagan holiday.
Yeah, it was a pagan holiday that Christianity said, you know what? Hey, we don't want these pagans celebrating, so we just gonna throw some Jesus in there. And then all of a sudden they kind of co-opted the celebration and made it Christmas. So that we explain all that to our kids. And maybe a little too early at this point, but I think Sophie's getting it, and they're starting to think critically about the religion and everything else in the church, and still keep their spirituality and their connection with Jesus and God. So it's a balancing act that we're trying to do. I don't know if it's working or not. We'll see. But so that's the whole, Christmas Santa stuff. As far as traditions wise, we do the same thing, Byron. The weekend after Thanksgiving, we put a tree up and we do all that. We have 2 trees. Jenica is a little OCD, so she has her tree that she puts up that is like decked out with the balls, symmetrical and everything else. And then she has a small tree that she lets the kids put all their stuff on. So it's like kind of like the ugly tree where it has all their store or school made ornaments and all that stuff. They throw that on their tree and she lets them do that.
You just call your kids Christmas tree.
He did.
And their
really did.
Ornaments ugly. Yeah, so it's not enough to just piss off your wife. Now you got to throw the babies in it. Man, Razi, the youth. You know what?
Do not edit that.
Continue.
All right, look. Yes, it's an ugly tree. This is for adults. The tree's ugly. All right, it's got balls on like one half because they don't want to like go around the tree. So like all the balls are on one side of the tree and stuff like that. It's like one of those little Charlie Brown. The star is kind of drooped over to the side. It's bad. I'm gonna shoot a picture of it out to everybody.
We can ask our listeners. We can ask our listeners to post their Christmas trees Monday.
Yeah. Every year the Capitol has a tree, and at night it looks great because all you can see are the lights lit up. But if you walk up to that tree in the daytime, because what they do is they let kids from all over the country send in like handmade ornaments and they put it on the tree. It looks crappy. It's terrible. So I got your back, man. It looks awful.
Thanks, man.
We did all that.
That's why Jenica gave them their own tree. She's like,
you remember when we were growing up, we thought that was the macaroni and the popcorn tinsel and all those things you were making. You come home like, can I put this up? And your parents looking at you like, yeah, just throw it on the tree. All the stuff.
No, that's what we do too. Well, one tradition that we do is they get to go to like Target or whatever and they pick an ornament that like a nicer ornament, when I say nicer, $5, $6 or whatever. So they get a new ornament every year. And so I'm starting to see a theme. Like Oliver this year, he picked Chewbacca, and 2 years ago he picked BB-8, and then last year he just got a monster truck. But it's kind of like
you have to let our listeners know who the hell BB-8 is, Razi. You forget the rest of
the co-host.
Yeah.
Okay. BB-8 is, again, Byron, you probably don't know because you've never seen a Star Wars. I don't know, you Grinch, but it's the big ball looking robot in Star Wars. It's white with the orange thing on it. Yeah, in the head. So that's BB-8. So he is super into BB-8. And I was surprised that he picked Chewbacca this year, but that's what he wanted. So, it's one of those things that it's kind of cool to see their personalities. Sophie got some headphones one year, then she got a My Little Pony. So it's kind of what they liked. And so it's kind of cool to be able to go back and look at those ornaments and see what they were into at the time through the years. So that's been fun. Jenica buys a new set of PJs on Christmas Eve. So they always have a new set of PJs to wake up to for Santa and to run down. And so Jenica can have good pictures and stuff on Christmas morning. But other than that, that's it. I mean, we as far as Christmas dinner goes, since Thanksgiving was so close, a lot of times we stick more towards a traditional Italian type of Christmas meal. So we do, like, I cook and I'll do lasagna, bake some ziti's, like more of that versus your traditional dressing, macaroni and cheese. But I think this year we're going to do macaroni and cheese and a ham and be done with it. So we just got to see.
Why Jenica want mac and cheese? Did she not get any mac and cheese for Thanksgiving?
No, she did. Your mom's was awesome.
I was just trying to see if she.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I've been a little messy too.
Yeah, I'm not getting that in trouble.
Being a little messy there. Inside joke, people. For me, what you gonna say, Byron?
No, I was gonna say I like what Razi touched on when he's speaking on Santa, as far as explaining to kids, hey, you got this one set of kids who got all these gifts, and then there's other kid who didn't. So I just like how he touched on that. It's good to just do the whole one gift thing, because some kids can grow up hating Santa. Like, man, Santa ain't bring me nothing, but he brought all my classmates Super Nintendo and all that stuff, man. So I think that's a point that never gets touched on as well, man.
Yeah, that's. I think that's the whole Christmas episode in the Boondocks, right? Riley is pissed at Santa Claus. He's like, "You gonna pay what you owe?"
Rims or nothing. I just wanted the rims, not even the car.
Oh man, I gotta watch that episode. I might watch it today again. For me, my thought process on it is similar to Razi, and actually I think Razi helped me see it, is when he mentioned, because traditionally we let my daughter, because she's, at this point, this is my son's first Christmas, believe all about Santa Claus and stuff like that, And the reason I asked you, Byron, is, what was your rationale behind it, is because we never told my daughter about Santa Claus. The world told her about Santa Claus. So I didn't want to be that person that, took that from her, because Christmas is going to happen regardless. Just like you said, I'm pretty sure Jasmine has wonderful Christmases. But to be able to have that conversation with your kids still believe in Santa Claus with the rest of the other kids, having that little parts of joy, that parts of innocence, I still like. And I struggle with it because I'm so rational on so many things that, similar to you, like, I don't want her thinking as this fat jolly white man is the person that's spending all, doing all this stuff. But it's like, is that personal? Is that me? Is that my ego? Do I get anything? Does my daughter at 4 years old really appreciate the amount of money we spent on Christmas? She just know mom and daddy got a gift. She got all these gifts, but she doesn't know that this year totaled up to X amount of dollars. So, but I like what Razi, and I think we had this conversation maybe last year. It's been a while, but that's where we're leaning towards now, is kind of doing one gift from Santa. I think we choose to do the bigger gift, just because. But, and I don't know, I thought you said you did the bigger gift, but the smaller gift or a gift, might be, it really doesn't matter which one. It's just, letting them know that, and I think your rationale was because as other people do so much for them, you know, your grandparents, aunts and uncles, godparents, and people like that take time out of their day and their lives or go into their budget and say, I'm going to make time to buy stuff for these kids, that they should appreciate that there's other people that care about them outside of this house or some imaginary white guy. So I hope all our listeners know that Santa Claus isn't real, by the way, just in case I don't want to be done. Oh, Lord. Oh,
alert.
Disclaimer. If your kids are riding with you, please stop stop this recording.
They already crying.
What do you mean there's no Santa? God.
We don't have any sense, kids, so we just playing around. There's a Santa.
April Fools.
Yeah, exactly.
Can we do that?
Yeah.
Is that
December Fools.
Yeah. But I like that idea because it really goes back to why we do it. You know, we buy these gifts. It's not about the gifts. It's more so just seeing them, their eyes light up, them being happy for those few hours until they're over it and they go and play with something else that they had a year ago. But I've noticed, because I actually did some community service yesterday. We did Toys for Tots, and it makes you realize, for one, especially now in our situation, how blessed we are. And like our kids, we create budgets because we want to create them. You know, it's like, I'm not going to go out of my way and do all this stuff. But just seeing these people standing in line for hours, when I say they probably gave toys to over 5,000 people. And they were there from 7 o'clock in the morning till probably we left around 1:30, just standing in line. They had people come in time slots, but it was just thousands of people. And for you all that don't know or who know that I mentor, so we took some of our mentees out there, and I took time to talk to some of them, because when they start looking at these lines and like, man, how long are these people standing in line? Because it was cold outside. Well, Houston cold. And we had a conversation about, like, you know, your privilege, or you have your mom and your parents do a lot, so you'll never have to experience this. You'll never worry about, you know. So I think it's about, we talk about Santa, or not telling about Santa, but also just telling about how blessed they are to be able to have the Christmases they do. You know, for some of these kids, if they don't get these gifts, they don't get a quote unquote Christmas. And so I think we got to continue that conversation, not just about there's no Santa, especially when we get to that point, recognizing that. So that's something, we don't have a lot of traditions. My tradition is usually watching Charlie Brown. Also, the day after Christmas, I always go and get a can of popcorn. I mean, day after Thanksgiving, I get a can of popcorn, the three, you know, the caramel, the cheese, and the butter popcorn, and I eat that watching my Christmas movies. And I get
that is a Christmas tradition for us. The day after Christmas, going to buy all the old Christmas gifts and ornaments that are like 50 and 60% off for the next year. We do that. That's a tradition of ours.
Happy Hanukkah.
I was going to say it too.
Hey man, I'm putting people up on game, man. You get a tree for like $30.
Yeah. Funny story. So I know people that do that for all the major holidays. I have a friend of mine, and he probably doesn't do it anymore because he's married now. But at the Halloween, he would take whoever he was dating out to like costume stores and get all these sexy nurse, sexy witch, sexy bunny costumes, just because, you know, he was kind of into role play. So it's like, hey, we can get this stuff half off and have a good rest of the year. So for any of you guys that like to role play, you know, go in the day after Halloween, go to your local party city or local costume shop and have at it.
Have at it. Yep.
Mental note. Go to.
I know. I'm thinking the same thing.
But, you know, we don't have that many. And I also get a bag of Mother's Christmas cookies. the shortbread cookies.
Oh, yeah. The tin that used to have, like, your grandma used to use.
Not that one, man.
Sewing stuff and all that. Those, not that one?
Not those, man. I couldn't find them. There was one year, it took me, I think the year we came up there for Christmas, I ended up buying them in Birmingham.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't find out what the cookies were. Yeah. I've been all over trying to figure out what the cookies were, but.
Byron's looking confused. You don't know what we're talking about, Byron? That little blue tin?
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
So, but I'm trying to implement, and the reason I asked about traditions, I'm trying to implement more traditions into our family, because I've said it before on similar things. We don't celebrate a lot, and not just celebrate ourselves, like birthdays and stuff like that. We don't go overboard with the holidays. Like, Razi, I know you guys do Halloween pretty big and stuff like that. So your kids will always remember Halloween. God forbid there's a day you're not here. They'll remember, man, the Halloween has always been big for them because how their dad, their mom did these things. So I'm pretty sure they'll carry on those traditions. My traditions, I think, come more so with cooking. Like my mom, to me, is just one of the best cooks I've ever met in my life. So that's how she showed her love. She would always cook for us. And so I think I do the same thing. But I think my kids will probably take my cooking for granted one day and not knowing that's how I show, but also trying to create things. Like you said, Jenica buys these pajamas and takes Christmas pictures and all that stuff. I'm trying to get to that next level where I'm trying to create more traditions and things that will create memories, because I think that's what traditions are there for, creating memories and carrying those memories on and creating a legacy, 2-3 generations deep where they're doing things. So I don't know if you guys watch This Is Us, but just watching that show and how impactful starting traditions were and how it created fond memories of their family when they were young, and as they started growing up, creating their own traditions and spinning off and carrying on some of the same traditions as a family. So that's me. Side note, I don't want this to go unnoticed. Razi actually has on some grown-up man headphones today, people.
Proud of you, bro.
I brought them from work. I'm gonna be off work for a week and a half, so I was like, let me take them home instead of leaving them at the job. So yeah.
Well, take the kitty cat headphones to work and leave those there.
No, that would just be weird walking around work with the kitty cat headphones on.
Oh, so it's not weird sitting there talking to us with kitty cat head.
Nah, y'all the homies. Y'all good. Y'all don't understand, and y'all understand my weirdness a little bit better than the office. Yes. Sometimes I have to code switch that weirdness on and off for the office. We need to say something besides kitty cat. That just does not feel comfortable having a grown man say kitty cat back to me. So. All right, I think that was it, man. Anything else you guys want to say about that? Anything that was triggered?
I really enjoyed Razio's answer on that, and I wish we had started the whole pajama thing a lot sooner, man. I think that's kind of cool to have on the which I got like onesies and all that kind of stuff. We did the like onesie one year, but really we just let the kids go. Either Jenica picks it or she lets them go pick one that they like. And so again, just like the ornaments, it really starts to reflect their personalities. We don't do them as much as the parents. I think the year we did it all together was when we all had it. But for me, I'm just gonna be in my shorts and a t-shirt or whatever. All right. So my question is not necessarily holiday related, but it can be. So, the holidays is a time of year where a lot of people kind of struggle to, get gifts and pay bills and all that stuff, man. And so I would imagine it's a time of year where a lot of people ask other family members for financial help. Hey, can I borrow this? Can I borrow that? So my question to you two guys is almost like a 3-part question. When it comes to helping family financially, is it, they're my family members, so I'm going to help them out no matter what? Or are there levels like, cousin so-and-so, I'll let them borrow $100, but cousin other so-and-so, nah, I can't do it. And where do you draw the line? Like, how much help do you, like, when do you feel comfortable enough to tell a family member, know? Like, is it like how many times you've helped them, or is it a certain amount? When it comes to family, where are you guys when it comes to like helping out? And is there such thing as helping them out too much? And the third part is we're all married. So we have our side of the family, and then you have your spouse's side of the family. When it comes to helping your spouse's side of the family, do you just let your spouse determine, or do you have input because your money is together being married? Do you have input and say, hey, nah, I know you love your brother or your cousin or your mom, but we're not going to be able to do it. So I don't know if you caught all three of those questions. I'll repeat them, but one of y'all take that for me.
You want to start? You want to go?
You can. I can start because actually that was Byron took my question, so now I got to look up a backup question because that it really was kind of along the same lines of when do you help but then start backing away, and so I'll try to answer them as I remember them. But the first one, or your last question about spouses and their family versus my family. I look at them all the same as far as if they're my brother-in-law, I look at it the same as my brother. Now, as far as final decision on it, I will leave that up to my wife. If her sister asks for some, her mom asks for something, her brother, I'm going to kind of put my input in there and we're going to make that decision together. Because she's closer to them, that's why I kind of defer to her for that final decision. Because there may be some emotional part to it as well. But when you're thinking about as a whole, just helping them, it is going to be, I look at it kind of the same. My sister-in-law, is exactly the same. Now, as far as levels to it's definitely levels. A cousin's not going to get as much as a brother. Brother's not going to get as much as our parents or step parent or whatever, in-laws, parent-in-law, that type of thing. They're not going to get as much. But the cutoff I think is subjective though. It really depends on the type of help they need, what they need it for, why they need it. The amount is going to be based on that, right? If they're like, you got a cousin that gets locked up every 6 months. I might give you $300-400 to get out on bail the first time you do it. The third time though, nah, bro. I mean, I ain't got nothing for you. You doing the same thing over and over and over again. So that's we even told our kids, I'm like, you got one time to get locked up. Like after that, I ain't coming to bail you out no more. So for the same thing, but. So it really just depends when it comes down to what they're asking for. But the big thing about it, man, is figuring out when to say no is hard. I know Byron Ferg, y'all have been in it I've been discussing it. Being able to help somebody. I've got folks that I've helped and I'm $4,000, $5,000 into helping them. And it's like, do you just stop at that point or, another $100 and it might get them out of whatever cycle they're in. I have a friend that's in a situation now where they had a church member and initially the church member was homeless, had a bunch of stuff going on, trying to get a job. So didn't have a car. So what they did is they let the church member stay with them for a couple months. They let them drive their extra car. Then they got them into a house. The person got into their own apartment or whatever, but they let them continue driving the car when they got into their own apartment. And now that person is asking for even more money. And, that was my coworker. And so my coworker's coming to me like, dude, I don't know what to do. Like my wife wants to continue helping this church member. And my coworker's like, but I'm like, look, you making it hard on us. Like, now this is not only where we got extra money to help this person, it's literally taken out of our household and I'm having to tighten my budget to help this person. And so I think that's a lot of what it is too, is how it's going to affect you. Is that money that you can do without, or is it money that like, I need this money back in a month. So I got to decide whether I can help you or not. And that always is a big one. My mom always told me, she's like, don't ever let anybody borrow any money that you need back.
That's right.
And I live by that one. And so that's another reason why, even if, say, I'm in my situation where I'm $4,000 or $5,000 in with helping somebody, I'm not mad at them. Because, the thing about it is I help and I give money. I do whatever I did out of the goodness of my heart. And if you're doing that for people, expecting returns, expecting things to come back to you, then you're kind of doing it for the wrong reason anyway. And so that's why I can walk away and still not be mad at that person or whatever. I knew the situation. I knew what was going to be happening. And, I was hoping it was going to come back. I was hoping that, it was going to actually help them out of their situation. But if it didn't, I can sleep at night knowing that I did the right thing and I did as much as I could to help them out. So that's really when you're talking about helping people, whether it's family or outside of your family, really just do it for the right reasons, and you'll be able to walk away and still be happy no matter what, whether that money comes back to you or not.
Man, I definitely agree with you on probably 95% of the stuff you said. I'll start backwards as well. I see family as family. My sisters, and because I have that weird Black family dynamics, stepsister, half sisters, so your sisters, my same thing. Family is family. Now, for me, it all depends on the person. I don't believe in any absolute. So I look at everything situational. Like it's almost like coming to me with a loan for a loan that maybe you don't have to pay back because it depends on what it's for. You ask me for $200. I know this $200 means so much more to you than it will ever mean to me at this point in my life. Like the fact that you have to ask for $200 and probably pay it back, if I know your situation, like there's some people like if they ask for $200, they're going to pay me back. I know they're going to pay me back. There's other people that ask for $200 or $500 and I just know they're not going to pay me back. And even when they try to pay me back, I know that it's probably going to come another 6 months and they're going to need it again. So I'm not as pressed because, man, you got a wife and 3 kids and you're doing this and this and she's not working. And, I'll probably forget about that $500 in the next month or two, And now that I have it like that, it's just like that $500 that you don't pay me back is going to do so much more for you than it will for me at this point in my life. And I think I have that mentality is because I've honestly been blessed to have such great family and friends that have given me so much over the years and not really expect anything in return. Kind of you hit on that. But my thing is, what I disagree with you on this, Razi, is I don't necessarily have to reciprocate it. I just don't want you to ever look at it and try to screw me over. So if I end up investing $4,000, $5,000 in you, and you're still asking for more, and you go in with the purpose of screwing me over, then I can't do it. And so I stop. Like, because my thing is, I never wanted. I don't have any ill will towards anybody because I don't put myself in situations where I know I'm gonna be mad. So the limit is if it doesn't have a drastic impact in my household, do I ever have $500 I just can give away? Nah. But if I know that $500 is going to be way more beneficial towards your household at this time, and also based on what you're trying to do. If you're just trying to, buy some J's or you're trying to take, that doesn't do anything for me. But I know you're working, you're doing all this stuff. Christmas is coming up. Your car was in the shop. You had all this stuff and you just got set back. Man, here you go. It is what it is. Holler at me when you holler at me. And my thing is I always tell people to pay it forward. Mm-hmm. So you don't pay me back. I hope that what I'm doing is helping you get in a position where 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you're able to do the same thing for somebody else because it was done for you. That's the bigger picture for me. It's not necessarily getting my money back. It's continuing that cycle. If I helped you, and the reason I'm helping you is because people helped me. And the reason they probably helped me is because people helped them. And so you don't let it stop here. But I'll never put myself in a situation where it's going to impact my family. We're like, well, crap, man, I don't know how we're going to pay mortgage because we let them borrow this, and this. And they told us they're going to pay us back on Wednesday and it's Thursday. and mortgage due on Friday. Nah.
No. Yeah, you don't get my bill money.
Or, you know, and then sometimes it doesn't matter the amount. It's like, I know you're not doing anything good with this. I have people that called me, they asked me for $20. I ain't got it.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody can call me immediately following and ask for $200. What do you want me to send it?
Yeah.
You know, because I'd rather that $20 goes to somebody who deserves it or needs it more. You know, and my wife and I, like, our family, you know, friends and family, we've helped out multiple times. I don't even keep a tally. You know, she has free will, and so do I. For free range, free will, as long as it doesn't impact our household. You know, $100 here, $200 there. You know, it's not going to kill us. Now we're talking about $500-$600 a stat. You know, right? Like, and we got to talk about this. And it really depends on who they are and what they're doing with it and why. Like you said, Razi, how did they get in this situation? You know, if one of y'all called me like, hey, I need $1,000 of clothes on the house, or we have to do this and this because my bonus didn't come in time. Hey, let me talk it over with the wife real quick. Let's see what we can do. Mm-hmm. You know, if I truly believe in your cause, I'm going to try to find a way to make it happen. If I just think it's some BS or you screwed me over before, because like I do a makeshift running tally to a certain extent. Like, yes, for $100 last month, $200 in September, $300 in August. But I saw this dude, like, he was on a cruise in September. Like, you're doing all this other stuff.
You got these new days. Yeah,
you borrowed all this money from me, but you still doing all this stuff? I can't help you. Because I know people that just trying to, you know, they trying to make ends meet. That $200-$300 I could have gave them, you know, goes so much further. Like, we're taking one of my mentees shopping for Christmas. Well, we're going to take them after Christmas because, you know, we're about to do that, the sales. But, you know, I'd rather take my money and do stuff like that than give it to somebody who's just trying to go spend $300 on some J's. I guess that's how much they cost. I think it's all situational, man.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you have a very thought out answer on this, Byron.
Nah, you know what, man? You and Orazio, y'all have made it to where my answer can be short because Razi and you both kind of touched on everything I wanted to say. As far as is there a difference between her family and my family, I'm going to have to say, yes, there is, but, you know, to an extent. But at the end of the day, she's going to have more of an emotional connection to her side of the family than I am. And so I guess the difference comes in is I have to make sure she doesn't help them out to where it's going to start harming us because she's not thinking, she's only thinking emotionally. So that's the only time I'll step in. And if she still wants to help him, we have an us pot, and then we have a my pot and her pot. And so if she wants to help them so much to where I don't think she should, then she may have to dip in her pot. Same with me. You know, when it came to my dad, and this is going to take a dark turn, but when he passed away, you know, I went in my pot and paid for his funeral service. He died, by the way, still owing me $200. I have not forgotten that. When I see him up there, I want my $200. But I think I'm that's serious too. That ain't no joke.
You got interest on that too?
I think Orazio touched on it. Both of you guys did. I'm not going to loan out anything that I can't afford to because I don't want to loan you money. What does they say in church? Don't give money begrudgingly. Like be a happy giver when you give money. Mm-hmm. So I loan out money or whatever, and don't get me wrong, I want to be paid back, but I'm not going to let it become between a friendship with. Because I actually have a friend who has never paid me back. And that's cool. I still love him. We're friends. But I'm very hesitant to ever loan him money again like that. Because when you make no effort whatsoever, I can't do it again. So pretty much just echo everything you guys said. And like I said, with the whole family thing, as far as the family overall, my family and friends, I don't put one over the other. It depends on the relationship.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
I'm closer to you two guys than I am some of my family members. So it just comes down to, can I do it? What is your credit history with me? I got coworkers man, that's a friends of mine that pay me back just like that. And I got another coworker. He paid me back, but if it's like $300, I'm gonna get 100 this check. I'm gonna get another 50 that check. I hate being paid like that, but to his credit, man, he pays me back in full every time. But it just depends on your credit history with me too. So relationship, credit history, all that stuff plays a factor into it, man. But like I said, you guys really tackled the majority of that for me.
Yeah. So I got a question, a little piggyback off of that. Not my question, but so when you borrow or when you let somebody borrow money from you, do they start acting weird, like they can't be around you because they owe you or whatever? I'm like, look, if I let you borrow again, like I said, I don't give you what I gotta have back. So It ain't no big deal. You don't have to act funny and like ghost me because you owe me $200. You know?
Ferg said something like, "Don't be going out there buying J's and stuff." Curb Your Enthusiasm had a funny episode. Larry David loaned somebody like $10,000. And they said it for something, but they wound up throwing like an extravagant birthday party for themselves. And they didn't even invite him. So he went to the door. He was like, wait a minute. I'm paying for this party. I should be able to come in.
I need a bottle. I need everything. I need to be on a marquee. But you know, Razi, the only time I've seen that happen with me is those people that end up not getting their credit with me is run out. Because they know they were wrong from the get-go. Like, if you do some stuff and you're taking care of house and home, and just life happens. I had every intention of paying that $200 back, but like I said, the car broke down, the kids got sick, yada, yada, yada. My wife ain't working. You know, like, no, don't worry about it. We're good. No, I'm going to get you. No, we're good, man. You're good. You know, like, don't worry about it.
Razi made me think of another question. Y'all ever had somebody that didn't pay you back but get mad at you? Man, I don't know what you're tripping over that little funky $200 for anyway, man.
Exactly.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute, dog.
That's my money.
It wasn't funky when you needed it.
No, man, I ain't had that because I haven't been in a position that long to be loaning people that money like that. So you've been doing a lot longer than me. But I think discernment, man. I'm very careful about the people I loan money to or something like that because I've offered to help people. I probably offered to help more people than that have asked. And I'm not gonna say it's kind of equal, you know. Like, dog, what do you need? Like, I got you. Like, let's make it happen, you know. And maybe that was their way, you know, coming to me with a sob story. Like, man, how much is $200, man? You know, but I don't get paid till next Friday, and then shit, rent due and da. So I probably get the car in the shop. What is it? May and like, dog, $200. I got you. Let's make it happen. Let's go up there, but you need to write a check. You need me to transfer this, or, you know.
Oh no, it's very few, and you know, I try to talk about, you know, giving, being a happy giver and all that, and not wanting it back. But there has been a couple times where, you know, I loaned somebody $100 because they were like, "Look, I got scammed, and so, you know, the Nigerian prince got me, and it was $100, and I ain't got no money in my you know, in the account, and so we gave a friend $100 to just be like, hey, here's $100 so you can get back on your feet and everything. Didn't even want it back. We literally gave it to them. But right after, we saw an Instagram story of them at this restaurant. Oh, no. They're like in Atlanta, like with this nice like steak and something. I'm like, wait a minute now.
Nah,
I think we got scammed by the Nigerian prince.
So, the worst for me is when people need money and you gotta do shit on their terms. Well, I need you to go down to the bank, you know.
Yeah, I don't have an account, so
yeah, you need to go to Walmart and the Western Union. It's gonna cost you extra $25. And then how soon can you do that? Well, I'm at work. Well, I'm gonna kind of need that right now. And dude,
I get it.
How am I being inconvenienced for giving you money? How you put me on the timeline? I've had that. Like, dog, can you just cash at me right now? You know, when I'm driving, man. Let me just check my. Yeah, man. I just, you know, the sooner you get it, the better for me. You know, you know, because I'm standing here, and you know, I'm at Walmart now, or I'm about to pass a Walmart, and dude.
Oh, man.
So I don't know.
So with that, we are in a situation where we can lend money out. And you guys kind of joke about, happy Hanukkah and all of that, but being cheap is one of the reasons why we can lend money out, because we actually have excess money to be able to lend out to people.
Okay.
Or at least being able to manage our money, not necessarily cheap, but what I want to know is, what is some cheap habits that you guys grew up with that you kind of still do? For example, I have a drawer full of plastic bags from like Walmart and Target and everything else. Don't have no idea what I'm going to use with these.
That's it. You being thrifty, bro. That's smart. Everybody got that bag, zero bag. Well, Byron recycles, so he don't have it.
I do not recycle.
Byron's bougie. They probably throw them all away. No, we don't need these.
They actually take. They have their bag. They buy the bags from. They take it.
They buy the little small trash bags.
They put them. They buy hip.
We have
shopping bags.
We have the plastic bags. Thank you.
So, what are some other like really cheap habits you guys kind of like inherited from your parents, and still do?
Oh, so we're talking about the Tupperware, butter dishes,
Tupperware,
all that stuff. I have a collection of plastic forks, spoons, ketchup packets, name it. Oh, I got it in my glove compartment. Man, I have Wendy's, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A napkins. I have saved a lot of. Well, I probably haven't saved a lot of trees, but the amount of napkins I grab, that's in my car at all times. So I'm trying to think. What else I do? I'm trying to think big things. Sometimes I forget that I make a decent living, and I'll not starve myself, but I'll still go buy cheap stuff or not do things because I think when I was a kid, things that I would ask for. Let's say I go to the mall, we pass by the cookie company. I always wanted a cookie, and I go to the mall today and walk by the cookie company. Man, it'd be great to get a cookie. And I leave and realize, you know what? You could have bought the doggone cookie. You can buy one of those things. You'll eliminate pleasures in your life because you got so used to being told no that you forget that you can get it. You're like, yeah, I can go buy a cookie every time I go to the mall. I can get it delivered if I wanted to, but I still do little things like that. It's little snacks that I know that were expensive that I just don't get, or still always looking for the deal when I go to some place to eat, pull up the Popeyes, what kind of special they got today? Even though I might want a breast and some wings, I'm still like, I'm just do some drums and some legs and some thighs. They got that 2-piece special going on, even though I really don't like
$1. Yeah, that $1 difference. Like, whoa.
Yeah, it's crazy. Still use 87 octane. I mean, it's probably, not helping my car, but I'm still use 87 octane. And then you think about it, the difference is probably going to be $2.37. And I don't pay for my gas, by the way. Still do.
That's right, you don't.
Just cheap things.
What about you, Buff?
So it's funny, man, because my mother-in-law was here, and I went in the bathroom one day and I got ready to get some soap. And I was like, why is this soap so watery? she had to add water. So I have graduated from the adding water to ketchup and soap and all that stuff. I've graduated from that. But like Ferg, man, I am not above grabbing some extra ketchup. Chick-fil-A better be glad they don't have that sauce sitting out.
I think that's why they don't put it out.
Because my drawer would be full of Polynesian, bro. I'm telling you that right now. Straws, like it, the napkins. Like I was laughing when he said the napkins, man. I got Chipotle and Chick-fil-A napkins all in my glove box. So all of that, man. I wish I could think of some great examples, because when you ask the questions, I'm like, I know it's some, but we do have the small bags. Like, Not only do we use those bags as like a little small trash bag, like when you're cooking and stuff and you throw some away, you don't want to walk to the main trash can. But sometimes when I don't want to take my lunchbox, they are my lunch bag for the day. I put my Tupperware in there, my bottle of water, and I carry it to work and put it in the fridge. So they are multifunction in my household. So,
I recently.
What about bathroom trash bag? Like, do y'all actually, like, your bathroom trash, do you put regular bags? Do you buy regular bags, or do you use the shopping bags?
Use those shopping bags, baby.
Well, downstairs in the guest bathroom where everybody can see, I think we use regular bags. But upstairs, the common area. But no, upstairs, that's all about that. And you got a 6-month-old, so those are definitely dirty diaper bags, everything.
Yeah, those things are great, man. Do y'all still do like the Tupperware / any container that you got that is resealable? Do you keep those, like wash them out and keep them, or do you just have Tupperware?
The soup, the thing they go to the Chinese restaurant.
The Chinese soup, the box.
The LeBeau, man, we got.
Yes. Sometimes you get too many and it's time to like throw some away. But
when you start losing lids,
exactly.
So y'all don't actually go down to Mardi Gras often, but that's one of the biggest things that Jenica had to break me from is having like a stack of Mardi Gras cups.
What's wrong with Mardi Gras cups, Jenica?
She was like, "No, we have glass. We don't need these." And so she made me throw away all my Mardi Gras cups. So I had to go and get some new ones. So, but Mardi Gras cups, man, that was one of the biggest things that we had to do.
When I travel, because food gets expensive, I will pack me a loaf of bread, some turkey sandwich meat, some cheese, and we will be eating several sandwiches between this long trip instead of stopping to eat every. I don't think like that.
Like sandwiches? No. We get snacks and stuff like chips and that type of stuff. We won't pack like actual meals.
Yeah.
Nah, if I'm traveling, and we'll still stop and eat every one. I mean, it's like. The kids are sleeping. We're going. I don't feel like stopping. Hey, baby, can you just fix me a quick sandwich or two? Because we'll have snacks. We'll have the baggage. We have chips and cookies and, my Red Bulls and all that stuff. But if I don't have to stop because most times we're stopping this fast food anyway, so it's not that good. So just. Yeah.
No, that's smart. It's actually really good to do it. But what we do is when we travel, we try to time the travel. Like we leave late at night where the kids are going to be asleep. And so we may end up stopping for breakfast and hopefully we're wherever we're going to be by lunchtime.
Yeah. So we just started traveling at night. So we drove from Mobile for Thanksgiving and back and forth that night. But what we have graduated from, because I remember growing up, my mom and my grandmama used to cook a thing of chicken, put it in that Tupperware. And we would pull over and be at the gas station sitting there eating chicken and some bread. If y'all never did that, y'all haven't lived.
I'll tell you what else we do too, Razi. Growing up, you're taught to eat all of your food. And so I kind of had to break out of that habit of just like trying to stuff yourself just to make sure you don't waste any food, man. Like make sure you eat everything off of it. And Ferg talked about traveling. I don't know if this is being cheap, but I'm not going to say which hotel and which airport. But whenever we fly out sometimes, there's a particular hotel I park at that's free, and they have a shuttle that goes to the airport. So instead of parking at the airport, I park at the hotel, and we catch this shuttle for free because I don't want to pay airport parking. It's too
hilarious. Hilarious.
That's just smart. That's just smart.
Okay.
It racks up, sir. All right, fellas. That was a good one, man. I enjoyed that show. Anything we left off? Any other cheap stuff? What, Razi? You the king of cheap. What happened?
I mean, y'all got to. One thing we do is we still drive around looking for the cheap gas.
Come on, man.
So
it's a 2-cent difference, Razi.
Exactly. It'd be 2 cents difference, but for some reason we still like we won't drive around looking for it. But if we know our route, and so we know the gas stations that have the cheap gas. And so if we need gas, we're like, I know my gas light's on, but I'm going to drive this extra 10, 15 minutes until I get to the cheap gas station and then the 2 cents. So we still do that, even though, like you said, I mean, doing the math in your head, you're talking 20 cent, maybe 30 cent difference on those, but it really don't matter. So that's one that we still do. Definitely the bags and like what you talked about with the drawer. We have a junk drawer of just random screws and stuff like that. And I have no idea what I'm ever going to use these screws for.
But you can't throw it away.
Well, I need them.
You can't throw them away. You might need them. So we still keep the junk drawer of screws and stuff. I think that's about it, though. I mean, I think I've really grown out of most of them. You talked about a lot of the Tupperware stuff we actually grew out of. Because at first we used to keep like the butter containers and all that stuff, and so we've gotten out of that. Washing like plasticware. Y'all ever do that?
No, that's just.
Nah.
No, I had to think about what you were saying.
Yeah, washing plasticware. That was one that growing up, like you did that every once in a while.
No, you don't.
Hey, I'm just saying. In my house, every once in a while, some plasticware might get washed. But yeah, we kind of grew out of that. But I mean, it's just truthfully, it's all about what you spend your money on, not necessarily the little cheap things in the house. The big ones that I probably do more not saving on stuff now than I do on saving, truthfully. We do the rags, the paper towels, and we use paper towels for almost everything now. Like we use paper towels for cleaning instead of just like a regular rag. Jenica's real bad about that one. Or we'll buy the disinfectant wipes instead of just like putting some disinfectant spray and using a rag, and so then we can wash the rag and reuse that. So yeah, we've come a long way from where growing up, and all those little cheap things that we had to do. But I still run around and turn off all the lights. That's the other one.
Yes.
Yeah. Same thing with watering my grass. I do water my grass, but I do it at the right times and everything. So that's one that we never really did when we were growing up anyway, because you didn't water a lawn at all. So
that's what rain's for, Razi.
Yeah, but sometimes, man, you gotta, if you want your grass to green up, man, you gotta water it. Y'all, do you water? We
have a sprinkler system.
See? Yeah, exactly. See,
why you trying to make them feel bad? Why you trying to make them feel bad?
It came with the house.
It came with the house. Oh man, when I first moved into the house, and that was the first time I ever had a sprinkler system, so I didn't know you weren't supposed to like use your sprinkler system like every day. So my first month and a half that I was in the house, I actually watered every day. I soaked my yard. It was like all spongy and stuff like that. And I think my water bill was like $400 because I was sprinkling. I was watering like every day for like 15 minutes. So yeah, folks, don't do that. You there's a schedule you're supposed to go by on that. So don't do that.
Hilarious.
All
righty, Razi. Well, I'm surprised you're not as cheap as I thought you were. So that's good. You're getting up there. Well, fellas, this is our second to last episode for the year. Anything you guys want to leave them with?
I think I said this before time and time again, man. Very grateful for the listeners, man. We've only been doing this now, 4 months? We started in August. So just to have the following that we have and the amount of listens we have, we're just so grateful. Hope you're enjoying the holidays. Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, all that good stuff. Thanks for rocking with us. I think we've gotten like maybe 1 or 2 critical comments on our social media page. Don't hesitate to criticize us. We like the criticism, but just expect us to, like, if we don't agree with it, we'll either agree or we'll defend ourselves. But we want all feedback, not just positive feedback. And we just like the interaction. So just keep it coming.
Razi, can you tell them before you say your piece about the voicemail?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
So Yeah, we'll post the link to the messages on the Facebook. But if you go to our website that's in our bios for all our social media pages, on there it has a message us button on that site. Go there, click message us, and then leave us a voicemail, guys. And what we can do is, so instead of us having to ask questions every episode, we actually can drop your voicemail in for a question. So if you got any questions or you want to give us any feedback that you want on the show, you can record them onto our site. And then what we can do is we can pull those in and put them on the show. So go there, leave a voice message for us. We'd love to hear your feedback. We love to hear your questions so we can actually start incorporating those into the show as much as we can. As far as my closing statements, I want to say happy holidays, Merry Christmas, however you want to encompass the entire holiday season. We appreciate the likes, the shares, the comments, and everything like that. One thing that I really, really, really want to talk about is just being home for the holidays, being present, being aware. A lot of things happen to folks over the holidays. I had a friend actually have a kidnapping attempt for one of their family members a couple days ago. So be aware of your surroundings, be aware of what's going on, watch what's happening around you, and stay safe, and reach out to anybody that you're missing or you think that they need somebody to be reached out to. Holidays are hard for a lot of people. So reach out, say thank you, say Merry Christmas to those folks that you think may need that little reaching out to.
All right, man. That was a great. I can't say this enough. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, all that good stuff. If we miss any holiday greetings, my bad. But once again, we thank you guys for everything that you've done, the support. Can't wait to rock into 2020 with you guys. We got one episode left for this year. So until then, be safe. Like Razi said, be present, enjoy your family, reach out. There's a lot of us have moved outside of our hometowns and stuff like that. So if you have the opportunity to invite somebody over that might spend the holidays by themselves just for maybe a day or a few hours, please do that. And if you're going to be at home by yourself and you have some people you can reach out to, go ahead and ask. It is the time to be together, be with loved ones. So hope you guys enjoy your holidays. Once again, 3 Brothers No Sense, 6 Rules of Podcast. Listen, like, share, subscribe, comment, and most importantly, listen again. See you next week. I want a 12-inch change of 11 Philip blunts, 10 cane gold, 9 Sega tapes, 8 gold teeth, 7 pair of jeans, a 6 spike of beer, 5 fresh gold chains.